There is an absolute, a perceivable absolute, and in a pragmatic sense, there is an absolute, a perceivable absolute, and that is our own existence and awareness.
Okay, now, the thing is, I don't understand why you want to call this an absolute Kashify. I mean, consider, I believe we exist, okay? Because to ask that question, you have to say, well, what define existence? And I define existence as a name for what is this experiential stream that's evident to us. We're perceiving. To me, that is evident. And what are we? I don't know. And but it means that something's going on, and that is existence, whatever that something is. But I don't understand what it is. We're looking into it. I've named it existence, a part of it, existence, in order to ask questions about existence, like what does existence mean? What is causing existence? Are we in a dream? Are we in a computer simulation? Is there an external world? What's the nature of that external world? Are there absolutes in that external world? So we define all these words like existence. But how can we call it, and why? Why do we call it? Would we call it absolute when we don't understand the nature of it yet? We don't know what it means to exist. At some point we thought that it was a substance, that there's some sort of unchanging substance. People have thought it was atomistic and non-atomistic. And, we are asking so many questions, so many millions of questions about existence. And furthermore, even to say that something exists is such an approximate statement, right? It's ignoring all the details of it. Why would we call a statement like that absolute? And then if it's relative, and it always seems to be relative to the context, and what are you, the particular question that you're asking, why would we call this absolute? Our understanding of the word existence is changing. So when we say that to exist is absolute, we're saying our idea of existence does apply. Absolutely. There's some direct applicable connection. And that's what there isn't. Everything is theoretical. And this is the issue with direct perception. Any exchange, in any exchange, there's an introduction of noise. I mean, this is something I get from the physical laws of nature. And I consider that that is maps into information, which is sort of the world of human ideas about interactions. Okay, so there's interactions. It seems to be these interactions which we get from perceptions. So we start from the perceptions and abstract that to these interactions, which are physical events, which perceptions are physical events, but they're physical events we don't perceive. So there's an idea of potentially they were perceivable by something. They could affect something and change its state. So why would we say that that's direct? Now, I mean, this is an interesting topic that you have quantum mechanics actually gives the idea of sometimes there can be no resistance. There's no noise introduced, no friction to the transfer. That's an interesting idea. It does not escape issues of energy transfer, but it does, maybe there's some direct apprehension through the analogous, something analogous to superconductance. But that would be the exception, and that's certainly not what we're dealing with in most of these ideas that we're discussing. When we taste I'm sorry, excuse me, I forget right now who used this example. Zencat, that if you taste the strawberry, that's direct, and that's just clearly not true. I mean, we're a computer. It's like we are. What if you're logged into a computer and the computer has chemical sensors that are arranged like taste buds are? And one measures sweet and one measures sour, and one measures bitter. That's how the mouth works. And if you eat a strawberry, depending on where you put the strawberry in your mouth, the flavor changes. And there's an element of time. As you move the strawberry around your mouth, you get a series of flavors. If you chew it all up so that it's an equal mix of a food is all over your mouth, get one harmony of flavors all coming at the same time, or if you move it around, you'll get a more distinct series. And yeah, this is, you know, what I'm talking about. You can decompose something like that into these elements, and each element will have noise. So you have a sweet sensor. It's not perfect. It doesn't measure the amount of sugar to the infinitely accurate parts per million. You know, it has a particular sensitivity, and so you don't need direct perception. You don't need the idea of absolute truth that was directly perceived. Now, yes, you can say that something exists or not, but you don't know what it exists as. There's so many open questions. I don't understand in what sense is it absolute? Because you can say it and it's true. I mean, that's because we've arranged the definition. Because, for example, let's say you say things exist, but by that you mean that they're an external uh, entities. No, existence in that sense, that's not provable. We can't prove that they're external. All we can prove is behaviors, and the only reason we can prove that is because we have behaviors, and we can compare, you know, our claim to the behaviors we've perceived. So